Okay, so the first question is, what do you think is the single most pressing issue to address in Morganton, and why?
I think the most important issue to address at this time is human needs, meeting the needs of the homeless, people that are indigent, people who have mental illnesses. As we all know, that these are the types of things that lead to crime. And I really feel like if we take time and address some of those issues, it'll cut down on crime and many other things. Plus, it's meeting human needs. I'm all about meeting human needs.
Okay, and can you tell me what the largest amount of the city budget goes to?
I don't know the specifics.
Okay.
I know that there is a tremendous electrical and compass and water and resources of that nature, but I don't know specifically what the largest part is.
Okay, well, thinking back on the budget, can you think of any department that you think is overfunded or underfunded?
Well, I really feel like police officers have a tremendous responsibility. They lay their lives on the line every day, every day. Right now, that is a concern and problem nationwide. I would really like to see them get a little bit more money, and I also think that the sanitation workers need to be considered in that because of the type of job that they do. It's not always the most pleasant job, but someone has to do it, so I think they need to be supplemented.
Okay. And how do you feel about the working relationship between the county and the city?
It could be better. It could be better. And, one of my part of my campaign slogan is "Come, let us reason together," which is taken from Isaiah. And I really think that if people would sit down, we have a lot of problems because there is no awareness. And to become aware, you've got to be there. You've got to be out doing grassroots work. You have also have to include others. There needs to be a conversation, and then there needs to be a resolution. Oftentimes, I think we skip step 1, 2, and 3 that I have mentioned and go to step 4, and there's a resolution, but it's not always an informed resolution. So we need to, the county, the city, need to become much more aware of the needs, and then they need to sit down and include others, and not just the boards, but include citizens and see what the needs are. If they do that and have a conversation, I guarantee you there is going to be some type of movement, and I'm talking about an upward movement, a positive movement.
All right. Can you name an item that the council approved in this year that you would have voted against, and why?
No, I can't. I can't think of any that I would disapprove of at this point in time. No.
Okay. And how do you feel about the city management team, which would include department heads?
I think we have a good team. I really, really do. Is there room for improvement? Yes. There's always room for improvement. My philosophy is to always work toward excellence, but working toward excellence and achieving it is a lifelong process, because no matter how far we get and how good we do, there's always some room for improvement. And I think when you use that philosophy, then you continue to struggle for upward. You continue to make an upward movement.
Okay. And there's been a seat that's been open on the city council. I guess it'll be 2 years come election time. How do you feel about having an open seat on the council? And if you were elected, would you do anything to keep that from happening again?
Yes, I would, because I feel like District 4 has not been represented, and it's almost like a circle, 4 quadrants in a circle. A circle is not a complete quadrant, or it's not a complete circle unless you have all 4 parts. So I think that is, and the same thing with the car. You can't drive as effectively or at all with 3 wheels. You need that 4th wheel. So I think that that's been a disadvantage, not only to District 4, but to the city as a whole. Everybody's opinion counts, and everybody needs to be represented.
Okay. And out of all the ideas that have been proposed in the most recent downtown master plan, what do you feel is the most important proposal to be funded?
You know, I like that master plan. I really think that housing, I'm very excited about the hotel, but I do have a concern that the housing is not affordable to those who most need housing. Speaking of a lot of people that are homeless, and why are they homeless? You know, this is a county, and you know, we need to realize that this is a county where you have institutions that serve people that have mental challenges. And oftentimes, those people are discharged from Morganton with nowhere to go. And they settle in Morganton. You have homeless people, you have people, and I think the police department released a video of a man that's living under the bridge out there near Kimbrell's, and it was just a very heart warming situation that I felt for him, because this man was quite articulate. This man has had a plan in the past, but with his mental illness and not being able to access resources, he's now been reduced to a man without a plan, almost like a man without a home, a man without a country. So my heart goes out to that. I've done many, many years working as a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist at Morganton Hospital, so that's very dear to me, very dear to me. I have had patients that were discharged, and within 24 to 48 hours they have committed a crime, they've stolen, you know, they've been intrusive, but they were hungry and didn't have places to go. Should we be the keeper of the whole state? Well, I don't think so. But it is very difficult for other counties to actually see the impact of not serving these individuals once they're released. And so the recidivism rate is very high. So they know if they do this, they're going to have a free ticket back into Morganton Hospital, where they have a home, they have food. So that bothers me a lot. I wish we could reach out, have more resources, even in the downtown area, something that sort of as a club for them to go to. Most of the homeless shelters, you have to be out early in the morning, and you take your goods with you. You roll them down the street or put them in the paper bags, and you have to be back by a certain time. If you're not, you lose your bed, so you go to the bridge or a bench. So I really, really wish that this city, they can't do it by themselves, but they can co-op with other resources to try to provide for that need. That's a big, big need, and it has been for many years in Morganton.
Okay. How many council meetings have you attended in the past year?
Don't quote me on this, but I think about 6 or 7.
Okay. This next question is kind of a long one, but there's a lot of opportunities in Morganton for recreation, entertainment, leisure. Imagine it's a Saturday in Morganton, and you have your day wide open, starting with waking up until the end of the day. How would you spend an ideal day in Morganton?
Oh, there are lots of things to do. Now, I'm very proud of that. There are lots of things to do. I like going to the lake. I use the Greenway. I have, for me, going to the farmer's market is a treat, because I like to get fresh vegetables. I think that is, we get A+ on that. There are lots of things. I've been contemplating going on the zip line. I have 2 grandchildren, so I spend time at these parks, which are just very, very, very appropriate for their age, 2 and 3. So I could easily fill a day in Morganton doing recreational things and things of interest.
Okay. And can you tell me something that you've done in your life that you are particularly proud of?
I'm going to be honest, I've done a lot of things that I'm proud of. But one thing that sticks out in my mind specifically is all the programs I've volunteered on, the way I have gone to the streets and talked with people. I have helped them to access resources. I have personally financially assisted those in need. And I think that's one of the proudest things that come to mind.
Okay. And final question. Have you discussed these questions with candidates who have already interviewed or anyone else who might have knowledge of them?
No, I haven't.
All right. Well, then that is it.